Good morning. Good morning, everybody. See if I can get some of y'all on live this morning. Yes, I'm wearing the same sweater that I wear every day because it's my cozy, comfy sweater. It's oversized, like really oversized and super cozy, comfy. I think the girl who makes them is called Fire Daughter on Etsy. They're awesome. If you look her up and get one, though, make sure you order like XXXL because this is an extra large. If you want it super baggy, then you have to order up. I have something to talk to y'all about today, about some trolls who be trolling my page. Did y'all know that? Okay, so I'm assuming that about 90% of y'all were brought to my page because of the salt and pepper video. Good morning, Heather and Ryan and Michelle. From Oklahoma. Good morning, Nikki and Megan and Shannon. All right, I'm going to go into talking now. Hi, Robin. And yeah, that's true. That's true. This is a tough subject, okay, y'all? So listen. I think everyone, all of us, have had somebody like hate on you or be rude to you or be mean to you or treat you poorly. When that video first went viral, or when friends started saying to me, Carolanne, I think that video is going viral. I think it's going to go viral. I'm not going to lie, y'all. Like, my heart kind of like panicked for a minute because while everything I've wanted and prayed for and done has been to reach as many people as possible, and I knew that was a great thing, my first thought was, oh, the Guns N' Roses video. Morning, Mama. My first thought was, I called my mom and I was like, oh gosh, I'm nervous, I'm scared, because it doesn't matter how great a video is. I've seen so many amazing, like some of them are just so like touching, some of them are funny, but when you read the comments, you always see hateful, mean, horrible things, okay? And I thought, oh boy, did I just give them a lot of content to hate on me, in that video, dancing around, being goofy. And let me tell you, I got plenty of haters. I have to say, I feel like God was watching out for me because of the like 12 million views, whatever it is, now. I really only got a very small percentage of the haters. I think most people understood that I was being funny and goofy, but it was nerve-wracking because while I've had plenty of experience being bullied and things like that, this, for some reason, I was nervous because I thought people are going to have some mean things to say about the way I look, the way I dance. I thought of all kinds of my face. I don't know. I thought about all kinds of things that they might have to say. I didn't actually see it coming when people started commenting about me being a horrible mother and bad parent and, things that were just like ridiculous. Oh, I don't like her sweatpants. I'm going to let her know that. I didn't see that coming. So, but I think that there's a reason why some of the haters get brought to me, and let me tell you why. Because, okay, first of all, in high school, I was bullied a lot. Okay, we were super poor. My mom's on. She's given me permission to share my story. So, we were really, really poor. My mom struggled. My dad just kind of was not there. I think I was like 2 when they divorced or something like that. But I just don't remember him in my life at all until around 10 years old, maybe. Like, there's just no memories of him. So he was just not there. He was just not present. He didn't help with anything. So my mom was a single mom, 3 kids. We lived in a trailer park, not the nicest at all, just, super poor, just struggling, like really struggling. And I was embarrassed a lot of the time. I didn't have good clothes. I never had nice clothes. I never had all the things that, all the other kids had. And people, and the kids at our school could be really mean, could be really, really mean. And especially on the bus, the bus was terrifying. Riding that bus every morning was terrifying. And there were a lot of days where I drove my mom crazy because I literally forced her to let me stay home because I just wouldn't go. I just wouldn't get out of bed. I wouldn't get ready. I just would not go. And because I just didn't want to go to school that bad, it made me that anxious, the thought of going to school, because people were so mean to me. And it hurt. It hurt a lot, and it was scary. And it's like, have you when your heart starts beating really fast and you start feeling kind of sweaty, and I could feel my blood rushing to my face just walking through the doors, because I was just like, I just wanted people to leave me alone. And I think it was in like high school. I was too skinny. I don't know. I get a lot of people hating on me too, because, well, you don't know what it's like to be overweight. Well, you know, I don't. I never had that problem. I had an opposite problem. I was a stick. I was so skinny, and I was so insecure about it. I was called beanpole and olive oil and, skinny mini and stick legs. And I mean, like, just, lots of different things I was called. And I mean, I remember, feeling like no boys were ever gonna like me because I was so ugly and I didn't have the body of a cheerleader, and I couldn't. I begged. I remember one year for my birthday, I begged and begged my mom to let me go to GNC and buy weight gainer, and I bought this disgusting drink called Weight Gainer 3000, and every day after school I would come home and I would make it like this huge thick nasty shake, and chug it, throw it back, because I wanted to gain weight so badly. I wanted to have more, better legs. I always had a bubble butt. That was also an awkward thing. Every bit of me was like skin and bone, but then I had this big bubble butt. It was just the most awkward thing ever, and I could never find pants that fit me right. It's a whole nother episode. But so, I do know what it's like to be bullied. I know what it's like to be poor. I know what it's like to have nothing. I know what it's like to come home and have like Dorito sandwiches, because that's all we have is Doritos and bread. And I know what it's like to have to go to my grandmother's house and get jugs of water because our water was cut off, or at the time as a kid, I thought it was kind of fun, but our power used to get cut off all the time, and we'd always have candles, and we'd sit with the candles lit and play games, play board games, play cards, and it didn't seem like a big deal because we were kids, so we thought that was fine. But we struggled. We really struggled. My mom, my poor mom, there were so many times where we would go to the grocery store and have to leave the buggy full of groceries at the checkout. And as embarrassed as I was such a bratty little kid. I didn't understand. I didn't get it. I was just selfish and angry that I couldn't have what all the other kids had, and that I didn't have all the clothes, and I didn't have a kitchen stocked full of groceries, and I didn't and I was embarrassed to have to walk away from that buggy full of groceries in front of all those people. And I give my mom a hard time about it. And now I think, as a mother, how that must have felt for her. And on top of that, to have me making her feel worse because I was mad at her, and which I apologize. I mean, I always tell her I'm so sorry. But oh, thanks, Martha. But so I know what it's like to be bullied. I think some people watch the videos and just make all these assumptions about who I am, where I come from, and just no idea. And so when I was little, I kind of developed this. The funny thing is, a lot of people think I'm like really sweet and nice. I have a mouth, and this is something God had to really work on in me. Okay, and I'm a defensive person. I'm very defensive, and I think it's because I felt so insecure. Um, all through my childhood and all through high school especially, very, very insecure, and I had so many mean things said to me and about me, and things like, even like the lunchroom. How many of y'all, like, walking into the lunchroom was like pure panic mode for me most days, because I didn't know where I was going to sit, who I was going to sit with, what they were going to say, if they would get mad if I sat with them. Um, it was just it was hard. It was really hard. And this was every day, every single day. And it was like, God, I just couldn't wait for the bell to ring and get school to be out. I couldn't wait for summer so I didn't have to be at school and deal with people. And, so what happened too was I developed this defense mechanism of making fun of myself like hardcore and becoming that girl, that really, really goofy class clown girl who could make everybody laugh. And I would do anything for a laugh. I mean, I would fall on my face in front of the entire class. And for me, it was like my way of defending myself. And it became kind of this crutch to keep people from ever telling me what was wrong with me, because I would just make fun of myself. And that's kind of what happened. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people when they're younger. And but so I did grow up very defensive, and when I got to a point where I kind of came into my own a little bit and started to like fill out, and then I stopped having trouble gaining weight. But I developed a very kind of chip on my shoulder attitude. I've always been nice and goofy and fun, but you say something about me or my friends or my family that I would let you know, okay? I had like mama bear syndrome, okay? And I'm the same way with my page, even now. And this is something God has really worked on in me, like really broken me down on, because now it's kind of flipped. So like when I see people like trolling any of my comments or my page, there's been a few times where, because of my response and my ability to not do what I want to do and just like lash out and say hurtful things back, I've gotten a few people to retract what they've said and say I'm sorry, which very rarely happens online with trolls. So you know what? Trolls. I think what trolls are is people who are just hurting. People who have been hurt. And online, it's really easy to lash that hurt out on somebody because you're not face to face and you can just let it all out. And really, when you have that much like hurt inside and anger, and you need to like take it out on somebody, they're just looking for an argument. They want you to respond. They want you to be angry back. And so my mission is to kind of be as nice as possible and try to like let them know that like I see you, I've been there, I understand what's wrong, I understand you're hurt, and I understand that you're just taking, it's nothing to do with me or nothing to do with any of you. Because like when I see someone being rude to you on my page, y'all are like the most awesome followers ever. You're so amazing and positive and encouraging and so sweet. And so the same thing, like if I see someone being rude to y'all, I want to pounce. Mama Bear wants to come out and be like, tell them like it is, right? Banned, boom, off my page. But this is what I'm doing, okay? Oh wow. So this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to give people like 2 chances. Okay, so when someone's really rude to me on my page or rude to y'all on my page, what I'm doing is I'm trying to meet them where they're at, see if I can help them, see if I can turn their attitude around, and if they're insisting on remaining, rude, negative, then they get banned from my page. I'm keeping this atmosphere the way I want it, and it's going to be a positive atmosphere, and I'm not going to allow trolls to or hurt people. And other, like, that's what trolls, I mean, it's kind of mean to even call them trolls. Isn't that word ridiculous? I think it's mean to call them trolls. They're hurt people. If they're going to be on my page and continuously doing things or make any sexual kind of references towards me or anybody else, I'm married, I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable for many reasons, and that's a whole nother thing we can talk about later. But that's, I'm gonna remove you from my page. I'm gonna ban you from my page. So, but I just wanted y'all to understand that if you experience that, and I obviously experience it on a different level since I've had some videos get a lot of views, but if you do experience that, try to remember that whoever is being rude to you, something's happened with them. There's that saying, be kind to everyone you meet because you don't know the struggle or battle they're going through or whatever. I always think about my sister. And my brother-in-law too. I always reference my sister because it's my sister and we're super close. And, but I always imagine, like, if she's having an off day, if she's like really sad or depressed or upset or thinking about Ansley a lot, and people have no idea the extent of what her last like 2 years were. They were brutal. And I think, what if she's having a bad day and she snaps, right? She's at the grocery store and she just can't even handle the person taking so long, or the person who cut her off in line, or maybe she snaps, or maybe she just looks really grumpy or angry, or maybe she just looks like sad. And I think about the fact that if someone was standing next to her thinking, what is her problem, blah 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 blah, they have no idea that she just lost a child, that she just buried her youngest child. People don't know if she's driving and she's kind of dazed off because she's been through the ringer the last 2 years, that's why she wasn't paying attention, or you know what I mean? Like, we're so quick to anger, and I think anger is such a strong emotion that leads you to doing things and saying things and making decisions that, you know, you regret. And I think the devil really uses anger a lot, and especially in me, and I have a lot to be angry about. And you just don't, you have to stop and think about other people before yourself. You know what I mean? Like, think about what they're experiencing, what they're going through, what they might be, you know, upset about. And try to, instead of being that person that feeds into their negativity or feeds into making their life even more difficult, or making them even more unhappy, try to be the positive one. Try to be the positive person. Try to respond with love, and try to meet them where they're at. And, you know, just remember, you know, because, like, even during that time when they were living at St. Jude, you know, they'd have to go out to the store and get little groceries here and there, you know, and they would, if they went anywhere, it was like nobody understood that they were leaving the grocery store and going back to St. Jude, where they were going to continue spending every moment, every second of every day fighting to keep their daughter alive and on this earth. You know, people don't think about that. You don't realize, you just don't know what someone's going through. You really don't. And I always think about my sister. She's like the one, every time someone's rude to me, I think about my sister. That someone standing next to her would never, ever know the burden she's bearing. So anyway, before I get all emotional, I just wanted to say that I love y'all and I appreciate your positivity on my page and on my feed, and all the love and support that y'all have just been so amazing. All the messages, all of the wonderful comments, and you know, sometimes I'm not able to go through and like all the comments and respond. I just don't have time, but I do see them and I do read them and I do appreciate them. So today's Friday. That means it's Flex Friday. I will be posting my Flex Friday pic later, and if you want to post a Flex Friday pic and post it to my page, then that would be awesome. I'd love to see it. We don't flex to show off. We don't flex. It's not about muscles, and it's not about, oh, I'm a fitness. It's about confidence and pride and courage and, you know, being your awesome self. So, all right. I love y'all. I get off of here, and I'll see your Flex Friday pic later, I hope. Okay, bye.